Let's be real. Final exams often cause a lot of stress, even though they usually make up just a small percentage of the final grade. They might not even reflect what a student truly understands or how hard they've worked the whole semester. But until schools catch up with current brain science and reimagine how we measure student success, finals are still part of the system. So here's how you, whether you're a teacher, tutor, coach, or parent, can help the student in your life prepare effectively and with less stress. Step one, start with what they know. If the student's teacher is on top of it, they may have already provided a study guide. You want this at least 2 weeks in advance. But in reality, many teachers are overwhelmed with grading and end of term tasks, so that study guide might come just a few days before the test. And that's okay. You can help the student create their own study guide. Encourage them to step into the teacher role, because when they're studying with actual intention, they are the teacher. So work together to organize and condense their notes, worksheets, old tests, and teacher slides so that you can figure out what will even be on the test. Step two, plan backwards. Check the school's final exam calendar. The dates may be in the syllabus or published by the school. And what you want to do is mark each exam date on a calendar and then count 14 days back from each one, especially for the trickier subjects. That 2 week window is important because cramming doesn't work, but spaced repetition does work. In my one-on-one coaching sessions, we talk about the Ebbinghaus forgetting curve, which shows that we forget up to 80% of new information shortly after learning it. By reviewing the material at various intervals within an hour, a few days later, and a week later, we interrupt that forgetting process. This technique helps information stick much longer in our brains. Step three, get specific about your study tasks. This is where you can offer practical support. Help the student break vague plans like study science into clear, manageable tasks. Instead of review history notes, try something like make flashcards for Civil War vocabulary, or watch the class video on Reconstruction and take notes, or create a timeline of major events and quiz yourself. Then help them schedule follow-up tasks like review your flashcards that you made yesterday, quiz yourself using the timeline, or reteach the Civil War to a friend or family member. Encourage them to space out these tasks and write them directly into their planner or into their digital calendar. Step four, get creative and use as many senses as possible. Every student processes information differently. And in coaching, I often talk about the study senses, the ways our brains take in and retain information. Here are the four big ones. There's visuals, like notes, diagrams, and color coding. There's auditory, like listening to recordings or explaining aloud. There's verbal, like talking through your concepts, teaching others the ideas. And kinesthetic, like writing or sorting or building charts or models. Encourage them to use multiple senses while studying. This leads to deeper learning and better recall. Step five, help them ask the right questions. As the adult, you can gently guide them towards clarity with questions like, what's actually going to be on the test? What's the format of the test? Is it multiple choice, essay, short answer? What study tools are you using? Are you testing yourself the way your teacher will? What specific study actions are planned? When will you do them? And are they on your calendar? Just walking through these questions can shift a student from feeling overwhelmed to feeling in control. And here's a bonus tip. Be there calm. Finals can bring out a lot of stress, even panic in some students. One of the best things you can do is be a steady, encouraging presence. Offer structure, support, and reminders, but also validate how hard they're working. And if they need more support or you're unsure how to guide them further, reach out. I'm always here to help families build strong study systems and reduce the school related stress.